My bags are ready and I'm excited to fly to New Zealand. This is going to be my first time flying back to New Zealand since they closed their borders from Australia and people are now getting ready on the plane. The flight was about 3 hours from Brisbane to Auckland, and while I was in the plane, I was a little bit excited and at the same time nervous because I don't know what to expect when I go into quarantine. When we landed, they prioritized passengers with children to get off the plane first, as you can see in this video. In the airport, there was 7 stations where you're going to be stopped for questioning. The first station was a health assessment station. I think this was the longest queue of all. We waited in this queue for about 20 to 30 minutes, and they were asking questions like, do you have any cough, cold, fever? And they also check your temperature. The second station wasn't as bad as the first one. With this station, they're just gonna check what time you had your RT-PCR test done and if it's negative or positive. You also have to show your result to the airport staff at this station. The third station is just a usual immigration check, but because of the pandemic, there was no automatic gate or the e-gate, so everyone has to go through the immigration personnel and show their passport and their visa if they have to. Fourth station is a custom check, wherein the custom personnel will be asking you if you are bringing any foods or any animal products or any things that you used in the outdoor, and they're going to be checking your belongings depending on what your answer is. The fifth station is an X-ray, which is basically just double checking to make sure that you have given the right answer to the custom personnel in the previous station, and they're just going to be checking, making sure that you tick the right boxes in your travel declaration form. At this point, they will just X-ray all the bags that you are carrying. All the other bags that you have with you, which is your check-in luggage, are gonna be X-rayed separately because they will be sent to your room once you go to the quarantine. So you don't have to worry about your check-in luggages because that's gonna be X-rayed separately and it's gonna be given to you once you are settled in your hotel room. The sixth station is the quickest of all the stations because you just have to surrender your travel declaration form at this stage, and it's very, very quick. There's no questions, nothing. Just need to surrender the travel declaration form, and that's it. The last station was for me the most nerve-wracking part because this was the station wherein you are going to be informed which hotel you'll be staying and what bus you have to take going to that hotel. So there will be buses waiting outside. Because our flight was pretty full, there was more than 200 passengers in our flight, so I think it took us more than 10 buses just to take us from the hotels where we will be staying. So they separated us into 3 different hotels, and I was luckily allocated to Grand Millennium Hotel in Auckland. And as you can see from my bus, we're all going to Grand Millennium and it's pretty full, but we still try to stay in our own bubble. When we arrived at the hotel, we were told not to get off the bus yet. The military personnel did some debriefing and some advice on what are the rules and regulations while in quarantine, and they did some head counts as well. We stayed in the bus for about maybe more than 2 hours. There were really lots of us in that flight, so it really took a while for the military and the hotel staff to clear the bus up. So here we are, we just got off the bus and we're waiting for our turn to check in. And here's the view inside my hotel room. This is a toilet. And this is the hallway. You can see my image in the mirror. So in my room, there were 2 double beds. Even though I was the only occupant of the room, they provided me with 2 double beds. So at least I've got a spare bed of my own. So we got some spare towels here, and there's a letter. It's just about the laundry. This is the form that you have to stick to your laundry bag if ever you're gonna ask for a laundry. And you're only allowed to do 2 laundry during your 14 days of hotel isolation. So when I did my quarantine, I was there. I was doing 14 days at that time. So yeah, you were only allowed 2 laundry while you were in quarantine. And they also got some cutlery sets, which is inside this bag. And you got some sugars, and you got some decent glasses. At least it's not plastic cups. And here's my window. Let's see if I have a view outside. Apparently, there's none. It's all pitch black outside. So I don't think I have a view, because if it's all pitch black, it means that I don't have the view of the city. And then let's go back again and check what's in the cupboard. So I have two mugs there, an electric kettle, and there's a small fridge as well. And inside the fridge, there's none, but there's two 1 liter milk. I think that's gonna be enough for me for 14 days. That's probably more than enough. And let's have a look. Get a coffee, you got some sugars, lots of sugars. Who's gonna need all those sugars? They want me to be diabetic after the quarantine. And then let's go and check the rest of the hotels. You got flat screen TV, got some covers there. That's my bag. And here's the cupboard. It's a big cupboard. So you got some ironing board. I also got a bolt there, an electric lock bolt for the money, some iron. Yep, and I got slippers that I can use. They didn't provide me any bathrobe though during my stay. I wish they did. That would be helpful. And here's the toilet. And that's, I've got a lot of towels, like lots. Because aside from those towels that I have in the toilet, I also have spare towels that they put in the bag. So that's me again in the mirror. That's a shower. And they've given me heaps of toiletries and lots of tissues, because they want to avoid people from ordering a lot outside, and as much as possible they prefer you to stay inside your room. So that's why they provided as much as they can. So I have a hair dryer as well, and some more toiletries. Yeah, lots of toiletries. They've given me plenty. They've given me some towels, some laundry, not laundry, sorry, dishwashing liquid. And I also got some cleaning stuff to clean the surfaces. I think this is a disinfectant. And some more toiletries. I got some shampoos, conditioners, body wash, and soap. That's pretty much my room. And I've also got this letter. So this bag was given to me when I checked in, and what inside the bag are just like some guidelines regarding your stay, what are the do's and don'ts, what you should and should not do, and how to check out, how to check in, what's going to happen if you test positive, what's going to happen if you test negative, and when are you going to be allowed to do walking. So that's all in that pack. So if you have any doubts, you can also give them a call. They in that pack they've also given the number of the hotel manager and also the nurses. So if you have any health concerns, you can ring the nurses and their extension number. And you can also speak to the manager if you have any concerns about the food, about the air conditioning unit, or about the Wi-Fi. Patient details. So that's the form that you have to fill out before your first COVID swab. And during my stay, because I was doing 14 days of quarantine, I had to do swab on day 1 or day 0 upon arrival, and then day 3, day 6, and day 12 of the quarantine. And these are all the guidelines, what you should be doing during your stay. So it's all in here. There's also a photo on how to pack your rubbish bag, how to close it, and that's about the laundry, and then your rubbish. There's a lot in there. There's a lot, there's a lot, there's a lot, there's a lot. So yeah, general inquiries. So in Grand Millennium, they also have a cafe where you can order. So you can give, you can, if for example, you want to order some food, some snacks, chips, or like coffee or hot chocolate or tea, you can order it in their cafe. And that's just like a map where your location is. And yep, there's the mini bar. That's how they call it. They keep saying cafe. So that's a mini bar, and you've got a lot of options if you want to order something aside from the food. So they're gonna be supplying you with foods 3 times a day, and that's a barcode that you can scan. So once you scan that barcode, it will direct you to the website where you can order the food for each day of your stay. So which is quite good because you because it's all online. So you just order it online. So you place your order online, and by the day that your order is supposed to arrive, you're gonna get what you ordered. And then they also have some online services as well. Once you scan that code, that QR code, that will direct you to different services like yoga. They also have some online art classes. So that will kill your boredom. That should kill your boredom actually. And then some more things in the welcome pack. There are actually lots of things in that welcome pack, to be honest. If you read everything in that welcome pack, you don't need to call the manager of nurses because that contains everything. And they've also provided lots of face masks. Actually, there were 10 face masks inside that bag. Was it 10 or 12? I couldn't remember. But I didn't use that much actually because it didn't go out that much of my room. So when I finished my quarantine, I still had like 2 or 3 face masks remaining. And yeah, that's also the QR code. So when you scan it, that will take you to the website where you can order different sorts of food during your stay. And that's it. That's a telly. Of course, whatever is in that television is also the same thing that you can see in your welcome bag. But the good thing with that telly is will keep reminding you what you should be doing, what you should not be doing. And because I was tired from that long trip and from that tiring checking into the hotel and checking into the airport, I feel like I deserve to have some hot bath. And then because it took us a while to check in, as there were like more than 200 passengers in our flight, our dinner arrived late as well. So we were served with our dinner at 12:50 in the morning. So that's pretty much the process for checking into the airport and to the hotel quarantine here in New Zealand. But that process was in October 2021. And I don't think that's still the same process for people who've done their quarantine after October 2021 because from November 2021, the New Zealand government changed the quarantine process and made it shorter for people arriving to New Zealand from 14 days down to 10 days. And this is me in a video trying to figure out which suite I should use to turn the lights off because I was already sleepy. It was already around 1 o'clock in the morning and have to start my quarantine life for the next 14 days.